I almost said Ndole, but got okro, egusi. You have artists like Razy, you have Verse, you have Fido, Loic Sumfor, J. Cree, Get a Job, Stop Stressing Your Parents, and a bunch of them. And then I took one of the longest breaks that any upcoming artist has ever taken. I'll drink Gary and sleep. It's not that I lack money to buy food. It's not that I don't have the time to cook. It's just laziness. 2016, Clive Terry jumped in and produced my first official solo single. I'm saying Five Live, but I've really die-hard people that if it's tricky because I might forget some names. There are like five of them. Thank you guys.
Don't you fuck up my energy. I'm still trying, I hope. I'm in love with you and all of the things that you make me do. You got me singing Natunziwa baby, Natunziwa baby. I'm still trying, I hope mama will be
I go by the name Smart Achu, aka Mr. Smarty, aka Baby Boy, aka most recently La Hot. Content creator, but right now I'm focusing on music, which is something that has been a passion for a long time. So I'm trying to explore that side of me to see where it goes. I think I have one of the most versatile voices in the industry. I'm able to do Afro beats. I'm able to do pop. I'm able to do R&B, and my voice is very versatile. So it permits me to do a lot of things, and I have a lot of influences that have molded me into the artist that I am today. I mean, there are various layers, but I think secondary school I participated at the Coca-Cola competition. That should be from 4. So I was like 14. And then opposite 16, the Carton Rouge competition where we sang We Are the World. And I sang the part of Wyclef Jean and a lot of other parts. But then it was just school stuff. I got to meet Sango AD in 2013, met Stanis in 2014. And I think those were the first two people that molded my love for music. And in 2015 I put out the first ever recorded project, which was a song with Stanis called Good Life, and it was really beautiful. It was well received. And 2016, Clive Terry jumped in and produced my first official solo single, Don't Care, which people really loved. Performed it in Boya, and it did its thing. 2017 put out Redemption, and then I took one of the longest breaks that any upcoming artist has ever taken. So I had my degree 2015. Lost my dad a few months later. Had to do my master's degree in 2016, Anglophone crisis. And then 2017 went to Ghana for the Young African Leaders Initiative, a scholarship program by Barack Obama. And when I came back to Cameroon, I was trying to figure out life, because I was really young. I was 22 at the time, 2017. And one thing leads to another. You're trying to figure out what you need to do. I remember being in Crib in 2019. Some record label had to sign me, and then I had to leave and probably travel. It did not work out. And 2020 came to Douala, you need to start hustling. That's when I started content creation, then photography. And now in 2023, when I'm in a much more comfortable space, I decided to venture back into music. So from 2024 subsequently, there's going to be a lot of music. It's tricky, yeah? Because there's a song that I will be putting out in a few, which is Natunziwa. That song, big shout out to Upstrumental. I know I should have put out that song a long time ago, but he sent me the beat 2017. I wrote and recorded, but then scrapped it. Recorded it again in 2019. He mixed and mastered it, and then I kept the song in my computer because I was going through a lot. So I'm about to drop the song, but it's coming immediately after the release of my comeback single Grace, which has been well received from music lovers, but also industry stakeholders. So I'm really excited. But I have a new musical direction that I'm going to take after Grace and Natonziwa, which is going to surprise a lot of people. So there are a lot of songs that I'm working on, and I'm excited because I'm doing that with the people that I started with back in 2016. Clive Terry, Stanis, Sango AD, Egbe, whom I love, who produced Grace. So it's a full circle moment for me. So I'm really excited to share with the world what I have in store. Being an artist in Cameroon, I feel like the challenges that you face are not artist specific. I just feel like when it comes to entertainment in the country, it's not yet well received because we still have a lot of people who have the mentality of you go to school, get your degrees, write ENAM or ENS, get a job, stop stressing your parents. So it's very difficult for people to invest in your music. But even at that, when you're able to invest yourself in yourself or find people who are able to invest in you, how do you convince the listeners? How do you convince the parents that, okay, I have a show, I might skip 1 or 2 CAs to go perform. It gets a little bit complicated. So that is one of the challenges that we face. There's financing, which I don't think I need to mention. And this last one is changing. We need an audience that is willing and ready to consume Cameroonian content. There are a lot of levels to it, the institutional level, the banking system, where, to have music, it's not as easy like our neighbors where you just go and stream. There's so many levels to it, but it starts by us accepting our artists and encouraging them. So those are one of the few challenges that an artist faces. So I'm not excluded. Yes, and it's noticeable from the hop, Boya. You have artists like Razy, you have Verse, you have Fido, Loic Sumfor, J. Cree, and a bunch of them. And what I love about this new wave of artists, they remind me of my younger self. I'm not that old, but the excitement that we had when I put out Don't Care 2016, I was 21. I was 21 years old and I was killing it, performing on stage with no care in the world. The difference is it was experimental. This new generation is very intentional. Like, they put out a song, they're thinking about the next move. They're using TikTok and all the other social media tools to the best of their ability, and they're not stopping. Consistency is key, and this new generation is proving that. So I'm a huge fan of them. I forgot to mention Bobo FDG, whom I really love. And yes, there's a new wave because Afrobeat is taking over the world. I think they are smart enough to figure out that it's time to jump on that bandwagon. But I feel like the challenge for them will be to create their own identity, because when you listen to a lot of them, you hear foreign influences, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that when you get to a certain level where you need to inspire other people, it's like, what do you have in particular that they are? I need to feed. I need to pay rent. I live in the most expensive city in West Africa. Douala is not a joke, So I'm an English tutor. I offer English lessons online, and I'm into content creating. So this is a side of me that's very poised and very diplomatic. There's the other side of me that's very critical. So like I said, offer English lessons, but I also do content creation, and I'm also a part-time photographer. Music, listening to music, learning about the history and evolution of music and everything that surrounds music. So that's content creation, photography, videography, fashion, as you can see, so experimenting and being bold and daring, like I said. So it revolves around entertainment, dancing too, of course. But aside from that, I'm generally a homebody. But I love food, though. I love food, but I'm very lazy. Yes, I'm lazy to cook, and I'm even lazy sometimes to step out and go and start looking for food. I will, and then I close my eyes. It's 10 p.m. and I'm like, okay, to leave the house to start looking to transport yourself to go get food. I'll drink Gary and sleep. It's not that I lack money to buy food, or it's not that I don't have the time to cook. It's just laziness. Yeah. Number one, Gary and egusi okra. I almost said ndole, but okra, egusi with Gary. There are like 5 of them. Thank you, guys. But while you're doing that, try to encourage other people to do the same thing. But I'm saying 5 live, but I have really die hard people that if It's tricky because I might forget some names, but it's a long list. However, I want to give a big shout out to Clive Terry. That's one of the first people to ever believe in me. We're not related by blood by anything. He produced Don't Care in 2016 on his laptop. I'm in Bamenda, he's in Swa, he's sending the beat and sending it to me. I'm like, no, tweak this. He does that, and we put out one of the most beautiful songs of my career. And we're about to do that again. The second person I'm going to give a shout out to is Stanis. Stanis is my biggest fan in the world, and everything I know when it comes to professional music making, I learned it from Stanis. That's my mentor, and I have a lot of love and respect for him, and that's my biggest fan. Anybody that is watching, regardless of age, religion, gender, sexual orientation, etc., be yourself. We say that it's cliche, but what people do not understand is you can only be you here, now, at this time. There's no do-over. So if you sit down and limit a lot of your potential because of what you think that someone else, a mere mortal like you, who doesn't know when they're going to leave, who did not decide to be here, you're doing a disservice to yourself. It's like music. I can comfortably live my life in Douala, pay my rents, raise a family or whatever without touching music, but it will be a disservice. It's a gift, it's a talent. You have to use it. Be very intentional and do not be afraid to dare. That's it. And I want to give a big shout out to Jay Cree. He inspired me to come here today. So I'm trying to match his energy. I'm a big fan. But I want to give a big shout out to Trigad TV. I love what they are doing. Small team, but amazing work. And if you're watching this and you're inspired to be here someday, like I said, be yourself, be intentional, put out beautiful content. And yeah, big shout out to Trigad. I'm a huge fan.
Baby boy, yeah, yeah, yeah.